I believe. They only lost one game, and that was to the LA Sparks. But overall, I cannot be mad with the performance by the Indiana Fever, man. I just have to be honest with you guys. The final score of the game is 109 to 75. And the Fever looked it great. I think we all can admit that they looked it great. Let's pull up the box score here. And overall, it was just a great ass game. I just got to be honest, man. Let's see if
the Indiana Fever showed strong form on their road trip against the Las Vegas Aces, delivering a performance that stood out on this particular stretch. There had been memories of unusual officiating during last season's playoff matchup between these two teams, but no such factor appeared to influence this contest. Aaliyah Boston recorded a double-double, and Caitlin Clark appeared to be settling back into form, logging more minutes than in recent outings. A pattern has emerged where the Fever consistently elevate their level of play, specifically when facing the Aces, and Sophie Cunningham once again factored heavily into the outcome.
And overall, it was just a great-ass game. I just got to be honest, man. Let's see if we can get to this box score real quick. Let me scroll up. Go to this box score real quick. 109 to 75 is the final score in this game. Now, we have to speak about Caitlin Clark actually making history. Caitlin Clark makes history against the Las Vegas Aces, becoming the fastest player in WNBA history to reach 600 assists.
With the game in its closing seconds, the Fever appeared set to finish this road trip with a 3-4 record, having dropped only one contest during the stretch, that loss coming against the Los Angeles Sparks. The final score read 109 to 75 in favor of Indiana, a result widely regarded as an impressive showing.
In WNBA history to reach 600 assists, which is major in its own feat. Now, despite Justine Prescott having a great game before, this game here really wasn't too good for her. Man, why come it's not letting me pull up the box score, bro? Where's the box score, bro? Let's pull up the box score real quick, guys.
A major storyline coming out of the contest involved Caitlin Clark reaching a career milestone. She became the fastest player in 1BA history to record 600 career assists, accomplishing the feat in just 72 games played. Turning to the full box score, Monique Billings contributed 25 points across 25 minutes on the floor, adding 10 rebounds while shooting 3 of 6 from the field and 1 of 1 from three-point range. Clark, for her part, appeared to be distributing the ball more frequently than usual, finishing with 6 assists and 12 points across 24 minutes of action. Head coach Stephanie White had indicated beforehand that Clark would likely see somewhere between 20 and 25 minutes as she continues working her way back under a minutes restriction following injury.
Now, as we pull up the box score here, man, the Indiana Fever went to Las Vegas and put belt to ass. Whole lot of BTA going down, man. Monique Billings, 25 points, 25 minutes played, 10 rebounds, 3 of 6 from the field, 101 from 3. Now, Caitlin Clark definitely was dishing out passes more than usual, it felt like. Now, she did only have 6 assists, but the passes she was making looked magnificent. She had 12 points. She played a total of 24 minutes.
Aaliyah Boston logged 29 minutes, a decrease from the 38 she played in the previous game, likely a result of the lopsided score allowing for reduced playing time. She still finished with a double-double. Kelsey Mitchell continued her typical scoring-first approach, recording 3 assists, 3 rebounds, and 2 steals to go along with 27 points, shooting 3 of 8 from three-point range and converting all of her free throw attempts.
Now, before this game, Stephanie White did say we can expect Caitlin Clark to play anywhere from 20 to 25 minutes, so she's still very much on minute restriction. Leah Boston played 29 minutes. Now, last game she played 38 minutes, so I don't know why. Well, They did smash him pretty bad, but Leah Boston finished the game with a double-double. Kelsey Mitchell, y'all know she going to do what she do. She ain't going to pass the ball. But she had 3 assists. Yep, she had 3 assists, 3 rebounds this game, though. 2 steals.
Sophie Cunningham turned in another strong shooting performance, playing 23 minutes and scoring 20 points on 7 of 9 shooting from the field, including 6 of 7 from beyond the arc, continuing a stretch of roughly 90% shooting from three-point range in recent games. She had previously led the entire league in three-point shooting percentage during a stretch last summer. Given her role as reigning 6th Woman of the Year, some have argued she has earned consideration for a signature shoe deal, with the belief that if she were traded to another franchise, she would likely move directly into a starting role rather than coming off the bench.
Yep, she had 3 assists, 3 rebounds this game, though. 2 steals. She played a little defense. 27 points, 3 of 8 from 3, and she made all her free throws. Telling you right now, Sophie Cunningham, for all the people that be hating on Sophie, bro, Sophie played a total of 23 minutes. She had 20 points, 7 of 9 from the field, 6 of 7 from 3. She shot 90% from 3 again. Now, if you guys could recall, last July through August, Sophie Cunningham was the highest three-point shooter in the entire WNBA.
As a team, Indiana shot 38 of 68 from the field, while the Aces struggled significantly, converting just 27 of 69 attempts. There continues to be a notable pattern when these two teams meet, particularly involving the individual matchup between Aaliyah Boston and A'ja Wilson, with Boston appearing to consistently outperform and physically overpower Wilson in these specific contests, despite Wilson's dominant reputation against other opponents league-wide.
Sophie Cunningham was the highest three-point shooter in the entire WNBA. The entire WNBA, bro. Sophie Cunningham deserves a shoe deal. I mean, she's 6th Woman of the Year, for God's sakes. She deserves her own signature shoe at this point. Because I'm telling you right now, if Sophie Cunningham was to go to another team, she's not coming off the bench. They're going to implement her into the starting lineup, bro. Telling you right now. So the Indiana Fever was 38 of 68 from the field. The Aces shot bad from the field, man. They was 27 to 69.
The Fever also shot well from three-point range at 15 of 31, while the Aces managed only 4 of 17 from that distance. Indiana converted 8 of 19 free throw attempts for a 95% clip and out-rebounded Las Vegas with 35 total boards, including 5 offensive and 30 defensive rebounds. The commentary framed Boston's physical dominance in this matchup as part of the justification for her standing as one of the league's highest-paid players.
Man, they was 27 to 69. It's just something about when the Aces play the Fever, when Aaliyah Boston plays, it's a totally different game. Totally different game. I told y'all this last year. A'ja Wilson don't know what to do with Aaliyah Boston. She can't stop her. She bully her. She's real physical with her. So for all this tough stuff she be doing to all these other teams, she don't do that against Aaliyah Boston. Not at all, man. The Fever was 15 to 31 from 3. The Aces again shot horrible from 3.
Turnovers were also a bright spot for Indiana, with the team committing only 10 for the game, a notable improvement compared to recent contests where turnover totals had exceeded 15. The largest lead of the game reached 34 points, capping off what was described as an overall strong win for the Fever.
Are all a bunch of clowns. The circus is in town, and it's taking up permanent residence in Indiana. Got to be more careful. Amber Cox, Stephanie White are never beating the allegations. And I'm going to say this out loud. Far be it for me to talk conspiracies.
Returning to the historic assist milestone, Clark's achievement of reaching 600 career assists faster than any player in league history drew significant attention, particularly given that she reached it while still managing a minutes restriction following injury and while not performing at what some considered her peak level. It was also noted that she played only 13 games during the previous season, leading to speculation that she might have reached this milestone even sooner under different circumstances.
Far be it for me to talk conspiracies that seem to all turn out to be true. Did they know that Justine Passat could play? Did they know that? And somehow Stephanie White said, but it doesn't really fit my system. You know, I look at this in the same way as I look at a good head coach and or NFL offensive coordinator. When you look at
Attention also turned to how Las Vegas head coach Becky Hammon might respond to the loss. Some fan reaction compared Clark's trajectory to that of LeBron James in terms of long-term record-setting potential, while acknowledging that other players, such as Diana Taurasi, still hold significant career records of their own. Other commentary debated whether this represented the best game the Fever had played during Clark's tenure with the team, with the view expressed that while it was a fluid, well-executed performance, it might not quite rank as the single best showing. Some fans argued that had Clark avoided injury, the team may have gone on to compete for a championship, drawing comparisons to a strong playoff showing from the previous season. Viewers were invited to share their own reactions to the game and the milestone in the comments.
Or NFL offensive coordinator. When you look at a quarterback, you need to be able to take his skill set and build the offense around said skill set. That's what they ought to be doing with Caitlin Clark, but you get my point. You've got to find the strength of a player, in this case, a stretch four that can knock down threes from everywhere and has the nerves of a burglar. Let's just start here.
Reaction has been building around Indiana Fever leadership, specifically General Manager Amber Cox and head coach Stephanie White, following a departure decision that's drawn heavy criticism online. Speculation has circled around whether the front office...
Let's just start here. Stephanie White, Amber Cox never beating the allegations. Wow. Needed a proper celebration for the rookie in her Aces debut. Justine Passat recorded 19 points, 5 of 6 from beyond three-point range, by the way, in 10 damn minutes of play. You know, Stephanie White and Amber Cox, and
The comparison drawn is to how a strong football coordinator operates, building a system around a quarterback's specific strengths, rather than forcing a scheme that doesn't fit. The same logic, in this view, should apply to Caitlin Clark and to roster construction in general. Finding what a player does best and building around that skill, in this case a stretch forward capable of knocking down shots from deep with confidence, is being framed as basic team building.
Stephanie White and Amber Cox, and they hate what's being said on social media about them. Then quit fucking this up. It's that simple. Quit effing it up, because you at this point you're not getting anything right, and you are creating your own headlines.
The player at the center of this, Justine Pat, made her debut with her new team and immediately turned heads, scoring 19 points on efficient shooting from beyond the arc in only about 10 minutes of playing time. Online reaction toward the Indiana front office has been sharply negative, with many commenters expressing frustration that a player capable of this kind of production wasn't given a real opportunity in Indiana. Posts calling for both White and Cox to be dismissed have gathered significant engagement, with one example drawing hundreds of reactions and comments.
I mean, seriously, what are we doing in Indiana? Robin Lundberg, Justine Passat's Aces debut was not a great look for the Fever. No shit, Sherlock.
Some commentary questioned whether the player may have wanted out of the situation herself, suggesting she may have recognized an unhealthy environment and pushed for a change while she had the chance, though this is framed as speculation rather than confirmed information. Criticism also centered on team culture, with some suggesting the organization prioritized locker room fit over on-court talent, and questioning what exactly that culture prioritizes. The player's shooting numbers from her debut, a highly efficient shooting night in limited minutes, were repeatedly cited as evidence that the front office and coaching staff made the wrong call.
Shit, Sherlock. God, the ratio on this injury report is glorious. It's glorious. There are 533 likes to 348 comments. Fire Stephanie White and Amber Cox. I see the spelling there. This is insane, by the way. 19 points, 2 boards, 1.
The frustration wasn't limited to one situation. Another player, Natasha Howard, has reportedly been playing at a near MVP level with her new team, after appearing sluggish and out of sync during her time under White's system the previous season. Some fans pointed to this as further proof that talent evaluation and player development have been mishandled, noting a separate strong short outing from a different player as additional frustration, given how the situation unfolded in real time on social media during the game itself, with fans tagging the organization directly. Cox has also faced criticism for how she's responded to fan pushback, with some describing her public engagement with critics as combative, and the surrounding discourse as unnecessarily hostile on both sides. The broader sentiment expressed is that avoiding poor personnel decisions would reduce the intensity of fan backlash in the first place.
This is insane, by the way. 19 points, 2 boards, 1 assist. This front office is horrible. Shaking my head. What if Passat wanted out? Maybe she did. Maybe she was smart enough to get the hell out of Dodge. What if she did want out? What if she was like, this place sucks and it's toxic and I'm getting the hell off this. If I got a chance to bet.
There's also frustration over a specific draft decision. While the pick that was made has grown on some observers over time, the consensus reached here is that it was still the wrong selection given the team's needs. The argument is that the roster needed front court depth and shooting, and losing a player who could stretch the floor for a big man was a missed opportunity, particularly given how much easier that could have made things for Clark in creating scoring chances. The overall message: reducing careless roster decisions would go a long way toward quieting the criticism directed at the front office.